Okay, awesome. I call this meeting to order at 7:04. Hope everybody got to review the minutes from, I'm sorry, the agenda. We got to get the agenda approved. So hope everyone got to review the agenda. If so, can we get a motion to approve?
Can I move to add something to the agenda first, please?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, add and subtract things to the agenda. There you go. Good job.
No problem. Appreciate you, Carol. Good to see you. So I move to add a discussion on transparency between administration and students to the agenda. For people who are wondering, this is concerning the difficulties, how to resolve the difficulties we've had in making appointments, as well as making sure the process of decision making involving things like mother orgs and community programs office is done with time, thinking, and community involvement.
Okay. All right. Can we get a second? If we want to add it to the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, Eliana motions, Phoebe seconds. All in favor of adding that to the agenda, please raise your hand. All right, by a vote of 10-0, that motion passes. And we'll add that to the agenda. Phoebe?
Oh yeah, can we strike TGIF?
Daniela?
Can we strike ASRF and AAC travel mini grant allocations? Thank you.
Anna?
Can we also strike the programming fund? Thank you.
Okay. Alicia?
Can we strike ARC allocations, please?
Okay. Divine?
Can you strike back, please?
And Juan?
Can we strike SFS allocations, please?
I see a Joshua Prentice. Who is that?
Hi, I'm currently proxying for Jenny Wang tonight. She couldn't make it. Hoping that we can strike both capital and contingency programming for the meeting tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. All right, I still see some hands up. Divine, Alicia, are those new hands or? Yeah, I think that's the old hand. Okay. All right, so we added those things and subtract those things from the agenda. So can we get a motion to approve?
Wait, sorry. Can we also strike or actually postpone my resolution for tonight?
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem. All right, if that's it, can we get a motion to approve?
I move to approve the agenda for July 26th.
Okay, can we get a second?
I second.
Okay, Eliana motions, Juan approves. All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, by a vote of 11-0, the agenda is approved. All right, now back to the minutes. So hope everyone was able to review the minutes from last week. If so, if no one has anything to add or subtract to that, can we get a motion to approve the minutes from last week?
I move to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Okay, can we get a? Okay, that was Danny. All right, so Juan motions, Daniela seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, by a vote of 11 to 0, the minutes from last week are approved. All right, now we will open up public comment. Public comment is a time for individuals from the UCLA community to come and speak to council regarding any concerns or issues that they may have. So yeah, we'll be opening it up now. If you want to be, if you want to speak, please raise your hand so you can be promoted. See, Jeffrey wants to be promoted.
Yeah, can I go ahead?
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, hi everyone. Just really quickly, name is Jeffrey, he, him, his pronouns, access cord for Metro the UCLA. But tonight, coming on behalf of the MO Coalition, I just wanted to come and share some statements from the coalition on some recent developments we have with how we feel towards USAC approach and contacting and outreaching us with regards to the upcoming discussion on checks. Needless to say, we are really upset with the way that it's been going. The communication has been confusing, to say the least, and at times really dangerous for our coalition space. The fact that we have different council members reaching out to individual coalition orgs literally led two orgs last night to get into an argument with each other and accuse each other of very shady practices when it turned out that the miscommunication was on the part of USAC. I'm just here to say that that cannot happen. Like, our stability cannot be threatened by a lack of consistency among USAC to outreach correctly. We're at a point where, you know, like if it keeps happening this way, we're just not going to communicate or collaborate at all. But we have, you know, solutions. First of all, we want to find a way together because we do want to collaborate with folks, but we just can't have it in a way where we have even our alumni being outreached to, you know, like folks have graduated and moved on, you know, like these are conversations that even though are salient to their experiences, like they've graduated and moved on. And, you know, I'm not going to hash out like individual details about anything, but just wanted to express just a general sentiment of uncomfortability with the way that things are moving forward. So to help communications out, we want this group me that I just linked in the chat to be the one place where council communicates with the coalition. The coalition doesn't have any official reps because we are a coalition governed by consensus. So we never really have one person speaking for all of us. So when we do, it's because something is going on like in this moment. So we want anytime that council needs to reach out to the coalition for something that involves all of our orgs and all of council, for it to go through this group me. That way the communication happens in front of all council members and in front of all the voting reps of the 10 orgs of the MO Coalition, so that everyone is aware and everyone is on the same page. We just also ask that you all sort of centralize your communication before reaching out, come to a consensus for y'all, and then have maybe one of you reach out to us and do it in a very like limited way so that our members aren't also being spammed with messages. And then I think the only other thing that I wanted to add is, you know, use this for when you need to reach out to all of us. But of course, if an individual commissioner needs to collaborate with a specific org, please feel free to reach out to them individually. The last thing that I'll say is our orgs have been working really hard to try and meet the deadlines that USAC has set for us. You know, we've agreed so far to the August 9th day. We'll come in and give a special presentation to give you all the MO history training. And then we will submit all of our statements into you by next Tuesday. Most of our orgs are done today. We actually met and voted on a few of them. They're wrapping up in their final draft phases, and we are just voting on our final coalition-wide one. You'll be receiving 10 statements, 9 from individual orgs and 1 on behalf of the entire coalition. I'll email those over. We'll probably just link them into that group me. So I'll also answer those pending join requests right now for the group meet, but that's all on my part. And yeah, we'll see the coalition. We'll see the council in 2 weeks. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. Do we have anyone else? All right, awesome. Okay, so I'll be closing public comment here at 7:13. So now we will get into, there is not one thing to go over for funding. So, we don't have any special presentations, no appointments. All right, fast meeting. All right, so we'll get directly into officer reports. So yeah, I'll just knock mine out. So met with the council of presidents in regards to other presidents within the UCs, kind of discussed our way forward in regards. That was like our first meeting, so we'll be discussing our way forward in regards to dealing with regents and the what is his name? Freak. Yeah, regents and all those individuals. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I met with the Wooden Center director, Amber Brown, about mask enforcement and their policy regarding that at the Wooden Center. Met with Vice Chancellor Gordon for our I guess they'll be like our monthly meetings. So that went well. Worked with the external vice president's office regarding a resolution that will probably be coming before council pretty soon regarding student debt. Discussed referendum fee discussion with Ryan, a rep from the Mother Org yesterday. This was supposed to be on my officer report for last meeting, but I met with the Chief Justice on July 10th. He'll be coming to give like a special presentation about just what the judicial board does and how USAC and the J board can kind of collaborate. So he's pretty busy over the summer now, but he'll be coming through. And then spoke with the former president, Robert Michaels. He's like president from 1960 or something, about a point of contact for the Mardi Gras, because I'm creating like a alumni committee for that. So that's all I have. External vice president.
Yeah, I think.
Is it me or Milan? Milan, go ahead.
Okay, so for the IVP office, we're still meeting bi-weekly to kind of like develop staff members, and then we're also researching and creating their business plans to kind of plan out next year. We're still doing that, and then we're also in the process of general staff hiring. So directors have finished reviewing applications, and they're hosting interviews right now. And we're planning to release another round of general staff applications near the beginning of the year, because some of the other like committees need a little bit more staff members. Sorry, that's my clock. But yes, that's mainly what we're doing. We're kind of trying to ease directors back into, or ease directors into the office. And hopefully we can like start with our initiatives very soon. So, and then I'll pass it off to Divine.
So my team had an all staff meeting again. We had a training on professional/staff development. We also had an exec meeting, a couple exec meetings actually already. And then we attended the UCSA orientation, which was, I believe, last weekend. My dates are kind of jumbled up, but it was last weekend. And then SOS is this upcoming weekend where we will be establishing the main focus on issues for UC Student Association. Like Carl said, we're working together, collabing on a student debt proposal, which it looks like it will be really big. And you guys will hear more info about very soon. We're scheduling a few meetings with other UC campuses to kind of see where a lot of our views and focuses, issue areas align this upcoming school year. And yeah, I'm blanking on, yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Thank you. My bad about that. I always get those two mixed up. Eliana?
Hi, thank you, Carl. So my office had our first co-sponsored event, and it was a lot of fun. It was, I think, 2 Fridays, Friday before last Friday, and we had some amazing presenters, food, water balloon. People had a great time. So shout out to Geronimo Thomas and Blue and Guardian Scholars Association for co-organizing. Thanks for your support, Carl. And thank you to our performers, Reggie and Ahima. And yeah, that was awesome. Anyhow, other than that, just been working a bit with my staff to coordinate stuff and try and hire some more people, and trying to do some research, figure some stuff out about appointments, stuff like that. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Eliana. Juan.
Hi, everyone. For the Community Service Commission office, have been working to plan our trainings to finally onboard everyone. We had our initial training for the projects to introduce them to the CAC annual fund, and we're preparing to help our projects under the commission prepare the applications for when that opens and closes over the summer. So we've been busy supporting students and preparing them for programming for the entire school year.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Juan. Next we have, I don't think Sarah is not here, correct? All right. So we'll skip Sarah. Theodore.
Yeah, how's it going? So I was able to meet with staff from the TSC since our last meeting. I was able to go with the assistant director to go speak to the current NSAs on the Hill, and because we'll be working with transfer students, and so we're just giving a presentation. And so I was there to give like my firsthand experience on like what it means to be a transfer student, like where the transfer students are struggling, the advocacy that they're seeking for, and what they're expecting of me, and how these NSA students can really help in that aspect where like to address housing and to help them answer questions that they're going to be bombarded with, that it's not really their responsibility to like find solutions towards. It's just addressing like, this is where they are, this is where they're coming from, and basically to like help them and prepare them. As well, I was able to speak with Daniela this morning, and to essentially address the need for me to appoint individuals to academic senate. So I'm in charge of 6 appointees, and so I'll be working with the TSC and other corners of campus to help fill in these roles by the end of August. I believe that's what Daniela said this morning. Other than that, it's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Is Hansika here? She is not, right? Okay, so we'll go straight into admin rep reports. Josh.
I think Josh is still out on vacation this week.
Got you. All right, we can start with you then, Jessica.
I don't really have any updates for services, but in like about a week or so, we'll be in the new fiscal year for August 1st. So what I'll probably do is maybe try to send around like a doodle poll or something for you all to get your availability to meet with our team and student government accounting to help you set up your office accounts for your funds for the year. So, just look out for that and respond as soon as possible so we can start scheduling you all for those meetings, and we can kind of go more in detail with your individual budgets and make sure we help you, put the funds in the different line items where they need to be, especially if your office allocates funding to student orgs. We want to make sure that all of that gets set up properly so that you can start allocating funds. And then the second thing is, if you do have a funding source within your office that you oversee, make sure your team is looking over the guidelines, the funding guidelines, and see if there's any updates you need to make or want to make for this upcoming year. And those should be brought to council and approved before you open your fund for groups to apply. So just make sure that that's all up to date, and then your funding applications are updated with any current dates or any new information that might be changing, especially if, there were different restrictions due to COVID that maybe you're not able to accommodate. Just making sure that all of those get addressed before you start opening your funds. if you need any help with that too, Archie and I are happy to meet and you know, support you where we can. But that's it from me. And I see Anna has a hand up, so I don't know if that's a question for me.
Yes, it's a quick question. Sorry, I think I missed the very first thing that you said about the budgets. Did you say to contact you?
Oh, I'll send out like a little doodle poll to get availability for each of your offices because it's better to do like one-on-one meetings, but I know SGA is really slammed still trying to close out the year. So what I'll do is just see when you all are available and then I'll help, you know, set up the Zoom meetings for that. So I'll reach out to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Orlando.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your summer. Just one update is just kind of piggybacking off of Juan earlier. Don't forget the Community Activities Commission Community Service Fund. The annual fund is due August 18th. There will be a series of, so we'll also be providing kind of workshops, assistance, but also please remember that all registered groups must meet with their sole advisor prior to submission of CAC. So make sure that those of you that are part of it or work with some to make sure those signatories do.
Orlando, you cut out.
Oh, am I back?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but I'm just going to be putting the CAC proposal in the chat. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, or even better, reach out to your sole advisor if you have any questions about applying or groups that you are part of that may want to apply. Okay, that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Patty?
Hi, everyone. No major updates. We have our orientation. We're on week 3 right now. They're actually in the ballroom as we speak, doing fun activities in the evening. And we have a weekly orientation for the next, I believe, 7 weeks. And so if there are, we do have a USAC table. So if you guys do want to promote USAC, we have a space available for you. Let me know. And just looking forward to getting through the summer and just echoing what Jessica said. We're here to help kind of guide through as we're opening our fiscal year.
Awesome. Thank you, Patty. And next, I think that's Steve. Steve isn't here, correct? All right. So we'll go Archie.
Good evening, everyone. I have no report here. Patty and Jessica already kind of said everything I was going to say. I think very better than I would ever. So I don't think I have any more to say after that, but thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Archie. All right. So we have no old business. We'll get straight into new business. We have Daniela with the 2021-2022 annual BBRC surplus allocation.
Hi, folks. Yes, thank you so much. So just to give some background, last year, USAC voted to allocate surplus funding to the BBRC in support of their programming for this upcoming school year. When that happened last year, we housed those funds under AAC's account just to ensure that it wouldn't roll over into surplus at the end of the school year. And so after communication with Jessica and other folks from SGA, as well as Geronimo from ASU, we talked about and realized that it's very important that before this fiscal year ends, we vote to restrict that the surplus gets restricted under the AAC account to ensure that it just won't be rolling over into surplus for the upcoming school year. So I would appreciate y'all's help with that tonight, which is why it's listed as an action item. Just to clarify further, ASU and BBRC will still have access to these funds. They will not be AAC's funds. They're just housed under there for now, and they can easily access it by filling out requisitions with us, and we can support them in doing that next year. So would anyone have any questions that I can help answer right now before I ask for a motion?
Yeah, I guess the one, so you said you spoke with Geronimo already. Did you speak with I guess the director, Amanda Finzi?
I
About it?
didn't get to speak with the director, no, but I have been communicating with Geronimo, yes.
Okay, awesome. And do you like have an amount, like what would happen if we didn't vote on this? Like what would it just like go, you said it roll over into surplus?
It would roll back into surplus, yes.
Okay, got you. All right. Does any other council members have any other questions about this? All right, well, can we get a motion to approve this?
I move to approve this and keep the funds for Black Boone Resource Center in AAC's account so they can be accessed by Black Boone Resource Center and ASU.
Second.
All right, wait. You have to say the amount in the motion, Jessica? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Can you please just indicate the amount too? Because we use the minutes for our accounting side just for record. So it's just cleaner if the motion includes the amount that we're restricting.
Is it 50,000?
I think
I believe the total allocation was 230 and 50,000 is being spent on programming, so it should be 180 remaining. Is that right, Daniela?
Yes.
180,000.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a move to keep the $180,000 of funding for Black Boone Resource Center in Academic Affairs Commission account, so it won't roll over into surplus and will be available to Black Boone Resource Center and African Students Union.
Can we get a second?
Second.
All right, Eliana motions, Alicia seconds. All in favor, please raise your hand. Anna, are you meaning to withhold or?
Oh, no, sorry, I was driving. Yeah.
Okay, you're fine. All right, by a motion of 11 to 0, the motion passes. Okay, and Theodore, you have your hand raised for a question?
No, I was voting. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine. All right, so now we'll go into the discussion on transparency between administration and students. So Eliana.
Hi, everyone. So there's been, just want to promote some transparency. So a few things. First of all, it sounds like administration was trying to have us vote on the CBO checks tonight, even though that we didn't have time to even put that on our agenda. Is that accurate? So if so, I would like to say, please do not do that again. Stuff should be on the agenda, but not on the agenda. Don't ask people to vote on it. Don't. But also, there's been various issues in terms of our appointments that have not been super well communicated on. So anyone wanna talk about that?
Appointments. Yes, Eliana. Sorry, it's a little noisy over here, but basically it's for appointments. Just for full transparency for everyone, the system kind of was weird. The link was not like the proper one to apply to the system that we have now. It was like the system for the previous year. That now we need to download the responses, and that's why we haven't been able to review any applications. So for any students who have applied to appointments, we have not been able to review them because we haven't had access to the appointment system. But I think we're working with Jessica and Kathy so that we can get those responses and then review them for students to get appointed and for the appointment process to start. But just super sorry for anyone who has applied to appointments because there is something wrong with the system that we still need to work out. So I don't know if Jessica or if anyone else would like to kind of touch on the situation, but
Oh, I don't have anything to add, but if anybody else needs any support, like feel free to shoot me an email or let me know. I'm gonna try to connect with Kathy tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to send you all an update.
Thank you. And the other thing is anything if the administration is talking about anything and it's not specific to a particular office, it probably be best to email or post in council to the entire council. Anything that comes up unless it's within an office, but if it's a general issue we're all going to be voting on, that communication should probably be with everybody on council. Anyone else want to say anything before I move on?
Yeah, I was just a little curious about like what the really hard deadlines are for council, like for the rest of the summer. And like, I guess like part of fall too, I feel like a lot of decisions just get thrown at us really quickly. Example being like the budget. It was given to us like, but one council meeting. And then I know that we have 2 weeks, but like with the summer, I feel like 2 weeks sometimes is hard to schedule among all of us since we're all like in different places. So like that was a pretty quick turnaround despite it being 2 weeks. And for like future like large decisions, I think it would be good for us to like get whatever deadlines are like really strict now moving forward, just so we know what to do. I tried like figuring out what some of the deadlines would be for some of the appointments, but like if there's anything beyond like appointments or specific appointments that are like on admin's radar or like decisions that like we should be making, it would be nice for a lot of us to receive some of that information in advance.
Thank you, Phoebe. Also want to suggest that it might actually be worth it for USAC to get the chance to write budgets in the future. I mean, I know referendum fees are referendum fees, and those are pre-designated by the will of students, but I can't, everything else I think could reasonably be up to us because we're the ones at student fees and we're supposed to have the responsibility and the decision as the representatives who get elected. So just want to put that out there. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eliana. No, you did bring up, that is a good point, especially about the budget in general, and also in regards to just communication of everything else. So thank you so much for this discussion. I think that's it. If no one has anything else, this might be our quickest meeting of the year right here. But oh wait, well before we end, like we definitely need to get on those appointments because we got a lot of we don't even have like a FICOM chair right now, so we actually need to like get on that ASAP and like figure out the whatever going on with the system. Like we need to figure it out because we're gonna have some pretty long council meetings this upcoming year, if not. So yeah, please get on top of that so we can knock those out. Juan.
Just following up on Phoebe's question to admin, if there's any hard deadlines that we should anticipate or have, if you all have any at the top of your head right now, I would appreciate hearing them so we can start working on getting those tasks done.
Sorry, I'll let whoever like raise their hand to answer your question talk.
Sure. Hi, it's Patty. So, hi everyone. Thank you, and thanks for the feedback with budget. I like the idea for next year. And then, we'll have surplus coming up at the end of fall. But I think the biggest things are what Jessica mentioned in her officer report is reaching out so we can start going over the detailed budget breakdowns for offices that receive funding. So as we kind of mentioned, looking at past years is a good sample of how you want to break down your referendum fees into assistant lines, programming, hospitality, supplies, etc. So then we can build out those funds for you so then you can access those funding. So that's probably your biggest deadline is to meet with our team to go over that prior to being able to start accessing your funds. In regards to the appointments, I'll work with SGS team and then also reach out to some of our administrative staff, because I know that there's some trainings, especially as we're getting close to August. Usually CPC is one that has some appointments that need to be completed in summer. So we'll work to get that. Again, FICOM, some of these appointments are really important to move forward as quickly as possible. I don't know the exact training dates for them off the top of my head, so I'll reach out to some of our counterparts. Orlando, you might know, maybe Pam knows on the CPC or CAC. But yeah, we'll want to get those ready to go. Those would be the ones that are usually the most time sensitive at this point.
Thank you. Phoebe?
Yeah, I just wanted to share my screen. I know that I dropped this in the council Slack a couple times, and it's in our group drive, but I guess just like as we're on this topic of deadlines and appointments, this is still very much in progress and slowly being built out, but I would like confirmation on like what things like need to be hired sooner. All of these items that have deadlines already are based off of the budget from 2 weeks ago that we approved, meaning that they start getting paid in August, meaning they should be hired probably by August, and same for these September appointments. I didn't figure out when these stipended appointments start getting paid. And I assume that like, if it's like a per quarter basis, I don't know if that means like they should be hired sooner, but like these appointments here are paid monthly, which is why I have them listed. And I just wanted admins, I guess like, oh, sorry, I keep scrolling, admins expertise while they're here on this call, so we can kind of put these down. And I think I have all of the stipended appointments here. Feel free to let me know if I'm missing anything.
I see your hand, Theodore, but I think Orlando has something to say regarding this.
Yes, yeah, thank you, Carl. Yes, just to kind of go off what's being said already, you know, I know a lot of these are important, but the CAC proposal and the CAC committee needs their appointments as soon as possible. Theirs is going to be, as I said, August 18th is the deadline for the CAC, and we received about 90 to 100 proposals on that round. It's the only round, but it is the annual fund. And then the CPC committee, they are part of the program activities board, just as CAC, and their first deadline is, I believe, Thursday of week 0 of fall quarter. So they also have a quick turnaround as far as when the quarter begins.
Okay, thank you for answering that question, Orlando. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's my computer. I couldn't completely hear the dates that you were making out. Would you mind potentially writing it in the chat?
Not a problem. I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Okay, thank you.
Theodore?
Hi there, how's it going? Actually, yeah, I have a few questions. One, does someone mind adding me to the Slack or group me we have? I'm not at all connected. 2, do we have plans on making meetings during the school year online or hybrid? And 3, how can I get physical access to my physical office in Kirkhoff?
All right, awesome. So I can answer, I think, 2 of those questions. So I think we added your Gmail or something. There's definitely a Theodore in the Slack, but we'll send that, we'll resend it out to you just so we can get you in there. For the council meetings, we're gonna kind of, I think we should wait to make a decision on that because we don't really know, like, you know, COVID is kind of like making a resurgence currently, and the LA County is thinking about like reinstating their mask policy. So like the citywide mask policy indoors. So I think we just need to kind of wait, you know, feel COVID out, and then just kind of, and yeah, also, yeah, one brought that up, monkeypox is also a threat. So we'll just kind of like revisit that a couple of weeks before school starts. But that's where we're at with that. Now, in regards to, you know, get into your office, who wants to, I mean, you got to like physically come here, obviously, and then you'll go to ASUCLA, and you'll sign a form. They'll give you access via your Bruin ID.
So yeah, you can just email me for more information. we're working on actually getting the little keypad little thing where you actually slide your card to activate them. So just shoot me an email at jarchie@ucla.edu, and I can provide you more information.
All right, awesome. Okay, I think if that's all we, wait, did someone else have another question?
No, I was just saying thank you.
All right, awesome, no problem. Well, all right, if that's all we have, we finished up a little bit early. I'm going to end this meeting at 7:44.